What is going on, guys? How are we all doing? Long time no see. I do know that. It's been about 3 weeks since I put up my last video. Little quick explanation for why that is. Me and Annette are in the process of moving house. I have said that on Instagram, but I know a lot of you don't follow us on Instagram. Yeah, we're moving house, so it's been absolutely crazy for the last couple of weeks, and the shop's been really busy too, so I haven't had time to fit it in around the shop. But it's been like 3 weeks. I've got 50 minutes left back in work. This video's only going to take about 20 minutes to record. Then I'll render it all and upload it all and edit it all tonight and get it up. Well, it should be, I don't know, whenever it gets up. You'll be watching it now, do you know what I mean? So yeah, today we're going to be looking at the Aspire K4 Quick Start Kit. It is a brilliant little kit. It consists of a 2000 milliamp battery with a Aspire Kalito tank on top. While I've got you all here, while you're doing nothing yet, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button, and hit that bell notification button to keep up to date with all my latest news and reviews. So, Aspire K4 Quick Start Kit. See you all in just a minute. Welcome to the table camera section of the Aspire K4 Quick Start Kit. Satisfying bold vapor experience and 2ml capacity, TPD compliant. This product contains nicotine, which is a highly addictive substance. The above warning only applies when this device has been filled with nicotine containing e-liquid. So, you've got the old school Aspire kind of packaging, the clamshell packaging that we all know and hate. I'm going to do a little run through, going to show you what comes inside the packet, how to use it, and general maintenance of the device. So, on the front, I've just went through everything that's on the front. On the side, we've got your scratch and sniff, you've got your genuine thing, you've got who it's imported by. On the bottom, you've got your batch number. On the other side, you've got nothing. On the top, you've got a little rip. That's only if it's mine. And on this, you've got what the kit contains. Comes with a K4 battery, which is 2000 milliamp hour, 1 Kalito tank, 2ml TPD compliant, 1 extra 0.27 ohm coil, 1 micro USB cable, 1 silicone cuff, 1 vape band, 1 user manual and 1 warranty card, and all the usual stuff that you'd expect on it where it's inputted by Shant. So, pop this open and you've got the device itself. Aspire K4 with a carbon fibre-esque sticker around the side of it. I don't know if it's a sticker, I think it's underneath a sheet of plastic. Got K4 on the side there, you've got the button with the A, Aspire's logo. On the bottom you've got your charging port and your vape, don't vape in a bin, and you see an E sign and a little bit of that battery vent in there. So, unscrew this. And you have a little centre mounted 510 with a little bit of an air feed for the airflow if you're using air fed devices. That's pretty much the entire battery. Pop that to one side for now. Here's the tank. This is the original Aspire Kalito tank. This is the tank that paved the way for a lot of Aspire's funding, because this tank made them an absolute fortune. From this came the 120, came the Kalito XO, came the 120 Pro, came the Kalito Pro, what else? Everything else. It's about 10 different tanks. But yeah, they're absolutely brilliant little tanks, absolutely top performers. So, from the bottom, work our way up. On the bottom, we've got Kalito, designed and manufactured by EI Gate, and a little 510 pin. You've got 3 airflow, 3 Cyclops airflow that auto adjust, and it round robin so you can completely spin it. And it's got a lot of airflow control. You can close it right down, or you can have a wide open, and whatever you do to this side, you will also do to this side. On this side, you've got Aspire. There he is. Aspire printed into the bottom. You've got your glass, and then the little silicone cuff. And what this is for, the actual top of this tank actually gets quite hot, and they've just put this onto here to stick it in, and it just disperses a little bit of the heat so your lips don't get burnt, which is not nice. You've got, unscrew it to change it out. This is usually, sometimes this happens, but usually the coils still be screwed into the bottom of here, but sometimes comes out to the top. It is a little bit of a pain, but you know. Got your Aspire drip tip, which is also the top cap. That's one thing I do not like about Aspire's products, that they do not use normal drip tips, 810, 510. They have these whole top sections, which is the screw-on bit as well, not an actual removable drip tip, so you can't customise it with your own little drip tips. You get your glass, and this is the 2 milliliter glass, and it is because you have got this little wall. Is this going to focus? You've got this little wall inside it. I don't know how well this camera is picking it up, and that just reduces the capacity to make a 2 milliliter. Inside, you've got a nice big hollow bore with a really good machining, really neat machining, really smooth silky threads, and you have a rather large O-ring to keep the glass all in place. So, as I said earlier on, that would normally be there. To change your coils, you just unscrew it, because some people might be brand new to this. You just unscrew it, pop your other coil out, and you do get another coil inside the box, but you don't in my one because I have used it and I've put new coils inside it. And primary coil. Just want to put a little bit of liquid on all of these holes, and a bit down the middle as well. Don't worry about it leaking out a little bit, because I always say it is better to over prime than under prime your coils and burn your coil out straight away. One thing about this kit, one thing to keep in mind, because quite a few people who do my job don't know their job properly. See where it says 0.27? These are the only coils that work inside this device. It is a 0.27 ohm coil. The other coils that are available that look exactly like this are 0.2 and 0.4 ohms. Neither of these will work inside this device properly. These coils are being designed to work with the K4 battery. So now you've primed it, you want to pop your liquid back on, pop your glass back on, and to fill this up, just down the side there, just like that. And fill it up. I do think this would have been improved slightly with a proper top float, but obviously it was when they released the top 120, the Clicky 120. They put a little second piece on, which was still flawed, but then they improved it again with the 120 Pro and the Clicky Pro, the latest rendition in the Clicky series. As you can see, this coil is rated from 40 to 55 watts. And now that you've primed it, filled up your tank, just leave it sit for a couple of minutes. While we do that, I'm going to stick that to one side. And we're going to go through what comes inside the box, because I nearly forgot to do this. So inside the box, as I said, you do get a spare coil there, but I have not put one back in because I've used it and I just forgot. You get a little vape band. What this is, if you don't know, as I say, this is a basic video that some of you might be new to vaping. This just goes on top of here and it reduces the chance of your glass smashing. You can get spare glass for this, a 5 milliliter bubble glass, which most vape shops sell. But yeah, happy days. I'm going off a little bit on tangent here. Leave that still to sit and you get one of these things that no one's ever seen before. But you've all got a million of them in your kitchen cupboards. So, that's pretty much everything with the Aspire K4 kit. I'm going to pop it all back together, give you a little close-up look of it all assembled. Pop that on there. Screw that onto there. There's a lot of threads and it's really, really smooth, this. So this is the actual device in its entirety. And there is 5 clicks to turn it on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's got a really nice button. There it is, 5 proper clicks and it'll flash purple. The blue light, as it's blue, it's a bit of a battery indicator. And it is blue while it's fully charged and it drops down. I'm not entirely sure what the entire voltage is that it drops down to, but it'll start going orange, and that's just your little clue to go and stick this on charge. So, the Aspire K4, we're going to jump back up to FaceTime and I'm going to have a little vape on this thing and I'm going to tell you what I think on it. So, see you all in just a second, guys. Welcome back up top. Hope you enjoyed the little close-up of the Aspire K4. So, this device, I've probably, in this shop in the Vapery, I've probably sold more of these than any other kit It is a brilliant introduction to sub-ohm vaping. This device fires somewhere around 40 to 50 watts, depending on how charged it is, and it is not a bad. It's a nice gentle introduction to sub-ohm vaping, in my opinion. So, the kit, what do I think about it? The actual look of it is really nice. It's really aesthetically pleasing. The machining and the actual build quality is really good. There is one thing that I'll bring up in the cons section, which are in a couple of minutes. I like the button. The button's really nice and clicky, but that is also one of the cons, which I'll come up to properly in a bit. It's nice and clicky, and I like how instantaneous it is. I like the tank, the Aspire Clito tank. Like a lot of you know it. If you don't know it, it was one of the staples of the introduction to sub-ohm. Like, I keep on saying that phrase, but one of the original sub-ohm tanks that was just, oh my god, wow, flavour, oh my god, do you know what I mean? I really like the device. I really like the airflow. It's got a nice smooth airflow, and you can restrict it down quite a lot and still get a really nice pull off it. Overall, the device, it's nice, got a nice weight to it. I'm not entirely sure how heavy it is, but it's got a nice weight to it. It's not too big, and it fits in your pocket nice and snug, and it's not an expensive piece of kit. And you can also use 70/30 liquid through it, no problem whatsoever. But with everything that is good, there also comes cons. There's a couple of cons with this device, and it's not necessarily with the actual device. I don't sell these in the shop anymore because in the space of about 3-4 weeks, I had at least 7 return tools where the button had stuck in, and it was just constantly firing, and that's not good, guys. It's really not good whatsoever. That is not a design fault. It's a batch fault, and we will be stocking them again in the shop in the future. I just want to get all these dodgy ones out of circulation, get them all sold, get them all returned before I put my customers at risk like that. Because, you know, it's got safety features, nothing really bad's going to happen to it, but it still shouldn't be happening whatsoever. There is a little fix if it does happen to you. One of my customers told me, if you hit the device against the corner of the desk on the button, it pops out of place, but the button becomes really sensitive then. So, do you know what I mean? If you're more than happy for it to be used like that, then there's a way to do it. Obviously, that'll void your warranty. And you know what I mean? If your button's stuck in, send it back so you can get a new one. So, another con that I found with it is the actual filling port. And how clumsy and wide open it is. Like, don't get me wrong, this has got a really big O-ring on the bottom here, and it takes a lot to knock this off. Like, you've got to be trying to knock it off to get it off, do you know what I mean? But still, I know that they updated it. Like, it's quite hard reviewing a device that came out a good couple of years ago because they have updated since then. And like, because obviously there's the Clito 120, Clito 120 Pro, and the Clito Pro, and each one is being an upgrade from the one before. But it should have a fillings port on the top of this, which it did update in the Clito 120, so it is a con, but it was rectified, so it's not really a con, do you know what I mean? But overall, this device, it's a solid little performer. Apart from those couple that we had to return, the rest of them have been absolutely stellar, and some of my customers have still got them to today. It's an ideal little device if you just want to go out, if you don't want to take a big mod, if you're a mech mod user, if you don't want to take something like that out, or something like that, do you know what I mean? Something nice and small to swoop in your pocket, and you've got a little bit of a tank, you've got a decent little battery. Battery life, that's another little pro. 2000 milliamp battery, and I've put it this through its paces for the past week and a half. Luckily, my button hasn't stuck in, so I probably could have sold this one. But you know, the review is good. But yeah, overall, I really like the device. It is a solid little performer when it actually works. And I am going to knock some points off it because of the ones that I've had returned. But that, as I said earlier on, that's not a design flaw. It is a batch flaw. Something's went wrong on the production line with it. It comes from China and they make 1,000 of these a day. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, overall, I'm going to give this device as a starter kit, as a starter sub-home kit, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. It is a solid little performer. It's lost a couple of points because of the button issues. It's lost a couple of points. Well, it's lost a point for the button issue. It's lost a point for the filling method, and it has also lost a point for not having a normal drip tip, but that goes across all Aspire products. But yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with it. So, it's been the Aspire K4. Let me know in the comments below if you've had any little issues with this, and let me know in the comments below if you really enjoyed using this kit, or if you would be interested in getting yourself one of these. They are fairly cheap. You can pick them up for around £40. And it's got a decent little tank on it, you know what I mean? My name is Bobo. We've been the Vapory. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you've learned something from it. And if you haven't learned something from it, I hope you've tried to decipher my accent, because I know a lot of you can't. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and as always, guys, carry on vaping. As long as you're not smoking, you're doing it bloody sound by my book, you know what I mean? And if any of you are still here, congratulations, well done. I appreciate it, dead loads. And if you're not a subscriber already, hit that subscription button, and then hit the bell notification button to keep up to date with all my latest news and reviews. Videos are still going to be a little bit lax for the next week or so until we're fully moved in, but I've got a new studio coming. I've got a load of new equipment. I've got a blue snowball mic, and I've got a Logitech C920 camera, which I'm going to be setting up in a new studio and keeping it as a fixed location. Right, thank you very much for watching, guys. Oh, crack me back. And I'll see you all in the next video, which will probably be in about 6 years' time. Right, ta-da! Oh, yeah.